All right, it is 6 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we were trying to get started on time, but my laptop just loves me right now. So, yeah, very appropriate that it's not working properly. Welcome to another award show prediction podcast exclusively here on the Popcast Network. My name is Owen. As always, is Ashley.
Machinima is dead.
Okay.
No, it's sort of big news that a channel like Machinima that's been on YouTube for like a decade, and the new owners just come in and literally delete practically bar I think 2 every single video that's been under the Machinima banner. So that's easily like tens, if not hundreds of thousands of videos.
Wow.
Just gone like that.
And as always, joining us for the award shows would be AJ.
Yeah.
We had a retrospective of M. Night Shyamalan's trilogy, I guess you would say now. We didn't know it back then. Unbreakable, Split and Glass. That video came out Thursday. And then yesterday, we had a brand new edition of Versus, which was for no real reason. It was kind of something that happened. So yeah, if you want to check out Jerry Maguire versus Fever Pitch, go right ahead and do so. We have more Versus coming in the near future. Same with more AJ's movie reviews and more Ashley content as well. So let's talk about another bank of award nominations, shall we? So we have the guilds to talk about today. Now, we already predicted the Producers Guild, which will actually go out about 11 o'clock. So about 5 hours from right now. Well, the start of it, at least. Probably won't find out until like 12:30 or so on the West Coast, most likely. Well, sorry, 8:30 or so on the West Coast. So I'd say around 1:30, 2 a.m. I'll find out. It's kind of like how I'm waiting. I waited for like the WGA in the past too, because everything's on the West Coast time. So, but yeah, we're going to be talking about the guilds tonight, which is, in this case, the Writers Guild, the Directors Guild, and the televised Screen Actors Guild. Welcome, Cool Guy. Chad, he says PGA Best Picture Roma. Cassie says hi, and Brian says hi as well. Hello, everyone.
Are you guys in the same bizarro world that I am?
That's kind of a loaded question right now. What are you referring to?
When it comes to guessing SAG, I feel a lot more comfortable with what I picked for TV than I do movies.
Well, as I've done the entire season, I'm basically going to make a snap judgment at the very last minute. I've not pre-booked anything.
That'll be fun.
It's always fun. It's called stalling, ladies and gentlemen. I do it very well. Hair gets any worse than we'll look like John Cena. The thing is, it's snowing where Brian is, apparently. AJ, is it snowing currently?
Not this week, but it was like a few days ago.
Ashley, snow?
Try in various places in the UK, yes, but in some cases when it has fell, it's sort of gone like literally an hour or so later. But there has been smatterings of snow.
No, here in wonderful sunny Orlando, Florida, we literally and figuratively have Snope, which is fake snow for all of our holiday events, and that's about it.
Is that what happens when Severus Snape fucks General Snoke?
Oh, dear God. No. Cool Guy says PGA animated feature, Spider-Verse, comedy series, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, drama series, The Americans, limited series, The Assassination of Gianni Versace, of course, American Crime Story, documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor. Welcome, Smurfy Boy. AJ, you're acting how I feel right now. It makes perfect sense.
What's that?
Hands.
Oh.
No snow in Texas, says Cassie, but it's going to get cold. It's about 45 and windy out. Yeah, it's supposed to be in like the 30s tomorrow when I'm running, so that's going to be fun. So, yeah. And tomorrow, of course, begins my new daily tradition until February 10th, and that's going to be to enter the lottery for Hamilton tickets. So that should be fun.
Good luck.
Yeah, there's only 40 seats they're giving out each day, so we'll see what happens. So, do we want to start with the Writers Guild and the Directors Guild first and then go into SAG, or do you want to start with SAG first?
We probably could, since we can just blow through them, because they're pretty...
But before, Cool Guy says, variety series for PGA last week tonight with John Oliver. Original screenplay Green Book, adapted Black Klansman, ensemble Black Panther, actor Christian Bale.
I'm confused. Okay. That's a lot of different categories.
Yep.
So appearing in this film.
The screenplays were for WGA and SAG Ensemble.
Yeah, before we get ahead of ourselves, should we start with WGA?
Let's go with that.
All right. I guess we'll start with adapted. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure the nominees are If Beale Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born, Black Klansman, Black Panther, and Can You Ever Forgive Me? Is that right?
Correct. Roll credits.
I honestly, like, for some reason, I keep going towards Beale Street.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because the first thing that comes to mind is it is a bit weird, especially since it's been falling behind so much in regards to industry awards. But it's like any history will show that you don't necessarily have to be like a really major contender to win a screenplay award. It helps a lot, and I almost went to Black Klansman, but for some reason I just can't get away from the Beale Street thing, at least for now. So.
Okay.
And the fact that it won't necessarily be two Barry Jenkinses in a row, because as we were saying, I'm pretty sure Moonlight was an original when he won the Writers Guild last time, a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think so. There was a controversy if it was adapted or original last time, I remember, but yeah.
Yeah, it was like right up to the last minute they finally figured it out.
Ashley, what do you got?
There's a lot that it could be, but my guess is going to be just like AJ with Beale Street.
I mean, first I see if there's anybody in chat that can. Oh, my dad. So I leave chat for 2 seconds and there's new stuff. Smurfy Boy says after those tweets, I doubt Green Book wins. Cool Guy says SAG actress close. Supporting Ali, supporting actress Adams, ensemble Black Panther.
We're getting way ahead here.
It doesn't matter. That way I can knock out the chat right away too.
We'll go one at a time.
Right Guy says they're supposed to have a crap ton of snow all the way up until tomorrow. State of emergency. Smurfy Boy was talked to by Cool Guy, says I don't see what else wins since Favor is ineligible at WGA and can't decide between Beale Street or Black Klansman. Cool Guy says they don't buy Beale Street adapted, tend to prefer Best Picture nominees.
Did they go into details as to why Favorite's ineligible?
And all I'm saying is that it is.
Okay. I guess it's very similar though to last year with free billboards and all that being ineligible.
I mean, Beale Street seems pretty obvious. It seems pretty safe. Black Klansman's a good possibility as well. You know, honestly, I think at this point I'm going to go out in left field, and I'm going to go with The Star Is Born. To be honest, if it wants to get into this race, it's got to start winning things.
The thing is, I can look at those 5 and maybe to a lesser extent on Can You Ever Forgive Me, but I realistically could see any 5 actually taking it.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think it's between the 3 right now, honestly. I know that's random to say that, but it's Black Klansman, Beale Street, and I think A Star Is Born is in there as well. So I think any of the three could potentially win. And besides, you both got a point that way anyway, and I wouldn't. So, I mean, it makes sense to the rest of the season. So, without no Oscar nominations, it's hard to tell. Brian says the thing, Jenkins seems like the easy pick to go with Black Klansman. It's more of a big Best Picture contender. There's a lot of people right now that saying Black Klansman is actually top 5 at this point.
Well, yeah, surely.
I feel like it makes sense.
I think that's the thing, though, is I think the reason I'm not picking Black Klansman is I'm trying to decipher the line between if I really think it will win or if it's just because that's what I want so badly. So I think that's why I haven't been going towards it, but I would really love to see it start to go in that direction for it for sure.
You're waiting to see what the guilds and everything do towards it before you actually decide whether you're going to give it the support when we actually get to picking the Oscar winners in 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Smurfy Boy's talking about Star Is Born is copy and paste of the previous 3 and doesn't add anything new to the story and screenplay. Cool guy says Black.
It's the it is like A Star Is Born is kind of like the La La Land situation where it's like the thing that's original about. I mean, obviously we're an adapted, but I mean, as far as being new, it's all about the songs,
right?
But it's like everything else in between. So,
well, you could say the focus in this one is more on the male character than the female character.
That makes sense.
In previous ones, I mean, it's why Bradley Cooper did everything in the film because he's like, I need a fucking award, damn it.
Cool guy thinks Black Klansman is top 3 in picture. I don't have a reason to disagree with that at this point.
Yeah, because its consistency really says something.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Lappy says, I think Klansman wins here and will win the Oscar, being its sole win to give Spike Lee a trophy.
That's its best shot at a win for sure.
Yeah, easily. All right.
So original WGA.
Yep.
That was Green Book, Vice, A Quiet Place, 8th Grade, and fuck, what's the last one?
The Best Picture of the year.
Oh, Roma.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna stick with Green Book because obviously everybody's talking about all the controversies and all that, like that huge smear campaign that seems to be going against Green Book.
Mm.
But it's like I've been saying, the controversies don't seem to be sticking around.
No.
I don't know if it's because there's just so many, like, all the time. It's like those people that either are angry or want to pretend to be angry just kind of bounce from one thing to the other because it was the Bohemian Rhapsody thing, then it was the Green Book thing. But both of those I never really heard much about except for when they first broke. So I don't know. I'm not really sure if like it'll benefit from the fact that there's just too many controversies to the point that when are people going to kind of stop caring when they vote? And like I think you mentioned, somebody just said a minute ago, what's even its competition really?
Mm.
I mean, maybe we're totally underestimating Roma with how much of a it seems like our likeliest picture winner right now, but. And as of now, I'm going to kind of stick with Green Book until there's like a sign that shit's really hitting the fan for it.
Fair. Ashley?
Screw it. I'm going to say A Quiet Place. There just seems to be surely some sort of reason that it's cropping up on the lists all the time. And, I sort of want to give it to that or 8th Grade just to be different. Just because I'd like the guilds to be slightly different. Because, if you give it to Green Book and it's just like, okay, it's that and the favourite. If they really wanted to mix things up, give it to something else and then it sort of makes it a more competitive race rather than it's either this one or it's that one.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that. Cool guy's talking about you smoking crack again. Liquid crack is what he's drinking right now. There you go.
Oh, you were talking about the weather, asking me if it's snowing?
Mm-hmm.
No, but it just started raining hard as fuck. I hope you can't hear that.
I can. Oh my god. Let's see. Cool guy says limited. Well, we're gonna continue his because we can knock his predictions out right away. Limited movie actor Chris, limited movie actress Adams, comedy ensemble Maisel, actor Pater, actress Brosnahan, actor looks like Sterling K. Brown. I'm guessing for This Is Us.
I guess we're not doing organization today.
No, well,
you can
are.
Somebody didn't get the memo apparently in chat that we're talking about W.
When we get to those, you can just scroll back up,
No, you don't realize how hard it is to scroll up sometimes because there's so much stuff that comes back. I'm just going to knock it out right away and not worry about it anymore.
All right.
Drama actress Sandra Oh, stunt ensemble Glow. Brian says, unless Roma takes because there would be people... What? Unless Roma takes it because there would be people would have to take screenplay in order to win picture, like that dude that convinced you, AJ, that Shape of Water was going to win original screenplay.
That guy. That fucking moron. I forgot about that.
Thing is, if we go in the chat and find out, if we go back in the archive chat, if that's still even there from 12, 13 months ago, and that person's in the chat now and they're not owning up to it, we'll have your fucking number.
Good Lord. All right. Well, Ashley went off in left field. I'm in center field. Actually, I'm going to go with Vice.
I'm afraid I'm underestimating it.
I think you might be.
I'm way more hyped for the actual Amazon series that they just announced with him doing than anything in Vice. And it isn't because it's Cal Penn. It's just like, well, that seems to be a better fit. An 8-part TV series, because I swear you wanted to make Vice probably 9 hours. There's enough stuff that we could get there to make him into material.
The VHS box set of 12 video cassettes and a binding that you would basically see on PBS video.
That's available now at every flea market imaginable.
AJ already has it.
That's no way to talk about Netflix.
Is it though?
Cool guys, talking about the Eddie's First Man and the favorite. I said I'm on coke. Ashley's doing crack. AJ's is having a good old fashioned beer.
All right. Do we do DGA real quick? Because who has the balls to not say Guaron?
I do, but it wouldn't help. So.
So his competition is who is it? Fairley and McKay, Cooper, and God damn it, yeah, of course. Oh.
So we're all going with Quaron then.
Yeah. The interesting one is the first time feature, though.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation because there's a couple things it possibly could be.
Because you'd say, obviously, the lead contender is Bradley Cooper because he's in the main one. But alongside him, you've got Bo Burnham for 8th Grade, Boots Riley for Sorry to Bother You, the blind spotting guy,
Carlos Lopez Estrada.
Yeah. And then Matthew Heineman, the theater guy, for A Private War.
Are we all going to go with Bradley Cooper here?
Yes, I am anyway.
Yeah, I'd love if they shook it up and actually went with Bo Burnham because it'd be like, holy shit.
He's got to win something this year.
YouTube actually gave us something that was actually good in 2018.
Yeah, Cool Guy went with Quaron and Cooper. Ryan Lappy went with Quaron and Cooper. I think that's what the smart money is Quaron and Cooper.
All right. So were we doing a stunt ensemble? We usually do, don't we?
Yeah.
Normally, yes.
Somebody's going to tell me what those are because they're not on my shit here.
So with TV, we have Glow, Marvel's Daredevil. Why it has to be called that, I don't know. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, Walking Dead, and Westworld.
What do you got, AJ?
Since they did something crazy like nominate Krasinski, I'll go ahead and say Jack Ryan.
Ashley?
I'm saying Daredevil because maybe this might make Netflix to go, Disney, can we renegotiate an actual 4th season, please? Whether this will have the same momentum as to, what was the one that won at the People's Choice Awards? That's the Mortal Instruments TV series because the film series died.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed.
It won Best TV Show, and because of it, there's actual sort of momentum to actually get it recommissioned. I can't remember what it was, but it was a big thing when it won. It beat big shows like Game of Thrones. Well, not Game of Thrones, but the big shows of the last year to actually get awards and whatever. Television. What's it called? Shadowhunters. That's it.
All right. Cool Guy continues the DGA. Drama is Americans. Comedy is Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Stunt ensemble would be Glow for SAG. And Ryan Lappy says stunts Westworld, spoiler Glow. I'm going with Glow.
Yeah, Shadowhunters, the Mortal Instruments, got cancelled in June after 3 seasons. Okay. They ordered 2 extra episodes to conclude the story, which is going to be at the end of February. Oh, I see. It was supposed to be 2 extra episodes, but now the second half of the 3rd season fully is coming later this year. But it won Teen Choice Awards, as if to say, look, the audience that actually cares about this wants to see it. Just a bit of advice there, ABC, rather than God knows how much money they're rolling into shit that nobody watches, like all those comedy pilots.
Okay.
Then on the film stunts, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Infinity War, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Mission Impossible Fallout, and Black Panther. One of these things is not like the other.
Well, it's still Black Panther's name. You kind of just want to go for it, but I'll say Mission Impossible.
Ashley?
He broke his fucking foot. Mission Impossible.
God dang it! That means no one's getting a point. Everyone's getting a point. Then I'm going with Mission Impossible.
Well, no, they could give it to Avengers. Maybe.
No, that's what I immediately thought it was. That's what I thought when I saw the category.
Because of the fact that nearly everything in Mission Impossible Fallout is real stunts, rather than stunts with effective CGI stuff. You know, the guild normally likes as much physical stuff as they can. Okay, that might have been phrased badly, but there you go.
All right. Remember, Nocturnal Animals got in Stunt Ensemble 2 years ago.
I don't think it won, though, did it?
It got in, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what last year's was. Quick.
Ryan says Mission Impossible for stunts. Spoiler, Black Panther. Cool Guy says Black Panther has this category on lock.
Stunts last year were sort of pretty obvious in Baby Driver, Dunkirk, Logan, War for the Planet of the Apes, and Wonder Woman. They all actually sort of make sense. There isn't some Netflix film from the Coen brothers.
SAG usually votes on for the show or movie that they like most in stunt ensemble. That's why Black Panther. Let's get TV out of the way.
All right, we're gonna start with TV, movie, or miniseries because they're so special they don't get an ensemble. Are we ready for actress in a TV, movie, or miniseries?
Yeah.
Yes.
With Amy Adams for Sharp Objects, Patricia Arquette for Escape with Anna Moore, Patricia Clarkson for Sharp Objects, Penelope Cruz for American Crime Story, and Emma Stone for Maniac. Nice of them to not have a supporting category. Now we gotta. They're all possibilities here together.
Plus, you've got the curveball of Emma Stone for Maniac, considering how it got nothing at any of the other sort of award things it's been eligible for.
Yep, this will be the first battle between the two of them. Obviously, Arquette and Clarkson have been on a nice winning streak. But I'm just feeling like not breaking from this Amy Adams thing, especially since, obviously, we're going to talk about another category later, but it's like we've mentioned a few times now with Idris Elba, they've shown that SAG doesn't mind giving two out in one night to the same person. So I'll just stick with the Amy Adams thing, even though we know what the other possibilities are.
Ashley?
I'm going to stick sort of with what I've picked throughout the thing and stick with Patricia Arquette.
All right, Ryan says, where is this? Adams wins. Arquette's the spoiler. It's Amy versus Arquette, but I feel like Sharp Objects is more loved. Could we see a tie again, says Smurfy Boy? If there was an ensemble for miniseries or TV movie, who would win, says Brian.
Probably American Crime Story.
Yeah, that's what Cool Guy said if there was an ensemble. Megan Mullally is the host for SAG. Clarkson and Adams could split the vote. I'm going with Amy Adams.
I'd say the difference in terms of I'm saying that it is unlikely that there's going to be a tie is voting for the SAGs has been open since December 19th.
Been a month, so that's good.
And
the voting actually closes today.
There's been a number of ties at Critics' Choice. I don't remember SAG ever having one before.
Yeah, but as I say, we talked about it when we covered the Critics' Choice. SAGs have got a month window of voting. The Critics' Choice had maybe 24 to 48 hours. So likelihoods of tie are going to come up when you've got to send in your submissions bloody quickly. Whereas, because some people might have put in their nominations before Christmas, before being influenced by what happened with Critics' Choice or the Globes, if they choose to be, of course.
If Globes would have happened after Critics' Choice voting, Adams would have solely won the award. Cassie says Crime Story for Ensemble.
Well, did we finish out TV, movie, and miniseries?
Yep, it's good actor.
Yeah, with the actors.
Antonio Banderas for Genius, Darren Criss for American Crime Story, Hugh Grant for A Very English Scandal, Anthony Hopkins for King Lear, and Bill Pullman for The Sinner. Remember in the Critics' Choice video when I said I picked him because I wasn't choosing him for SAG?
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, it's all actors voting. And Anthony Hopkins is playing King Lear. I went with Anthony Hopkins.
It's fair reasoning. Ashley?
Chris? Stuck with it all the way, and I think the Actors Guild will acknowledge the performance as well.
I'll be honest. Part of me wants to go Hugh Grant here. And now that I've said that out loud.
That's the dream. That's the dream, but Chris is too good.
Now that I've said that out loud, that's going to happen. So, yeah, I'm going with Darren Criss here. Ryan says Darren wins, Hugh Grant spoils. Cool Guy says now AJ is also smoking crack.
All right, ready for the comedy categories?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a lot of thinking involved here unless they do something totally out of left field.
Okay.
Actress in a comedy series, we have Alex Borstein for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Alison Brie for Glow, Rachel Brosnahan for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Jane Fonda for Grace and Frankie, and Lily Tomlin for Grace and Frankie. I'm thinking Brosnahan's going to continue this streak and doesn't really have much competition. Even veterans don't really, I think, stand in her way.
Ashley.
Brosnahan.
Yeah, Alison Brie kind of bit me in the behind last year. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Brosnahan again. Barstein is my surprise, though. Honestly,
That'd be weird though that the supporting actress gets the nod over the lead.
Smurfy Boy says Chris easily. Ryan says Brosnahan with Lily Tomlin as the spoiler. Male actor in a comedy series, AJ.
Alan Arkin for The Kaminsky Method, Michael Douglas for The Kaminsky Method, Bill Hader for Barry, Tony Shalhoub for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and Henry Winkler for Barry. Once again, I feel like since actors are voting, Barry's subject matter is going to bring it down to them. So I went with Henry Winkler.
Ashley.
I went opposite and went for Bill Hader.
I'm going to go with Henry Winkler as well. But I would not be shocked if Alan Arkin takes this.
Or Douglas.
What makes you say Arkin?
I just had a feeling in my stomach about Alan Arkin at Globes, and it was wrong. I think he's going to win something.
Do we know? Is Barry getting a second season? I mean, I'm guessing so.
I haven't heard otherwise.
Yeah, confirmed earlier this year.
Brian says the tie for Best Actress was close and Gaga got. Someone said it reminded him of when Hepburn and Streisand tied at the Oscars. Let's see. Cool Guy says Brosnahan with Borstein as the runner-up. Cassie says Maisel all the way. Cool Guy's talking about Frederick March and Wallace Berry tying for Best Actor. Ryan says Douglas wins. Winkler spoilers. Brian says a legendary actress and an actress who would be in the 1976 version of A Star is Born. Hader to win, Winkler or Douglas to spoil. Barry's getting a second season. In my opinion, Barry should win everything. Next.
Ensemble in a comedy series. We have Atlanta, Barry, Glow, The Kaminsky Method, and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Somebody, I think, just said Mrs. Maisel all the way. That sounds about right to me.
Ashley.
She's got a top hat, Mrs. Maisel.
I think Barry's your spoiler here, but I would not bet against the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel at this point.
And
watch
them give it to Kaminsky Method.
I still think Barry's subject matter is going to do it a lot of favors with this group, but yeah, the Mrs. Maisel train is really strong.
Tony Shalhoub is the only one who doesn't have someone else from a show nominated, which could help him. Cool Guy said he wanted to nominate Will Arnett for BoJack Horseman. Ryan says Maisel to win, Kaminsky Method to spoil, and Cool Guy says Maisel wins, but Glow could spoil. Speaking of things,
there's been a lot of praise for Glow, but whether it's got a chance with the actual Actors Guild, I don't know.
Speaking of don't know, let's go to drama.
All right, actress in a drama series.
Yep.
We have Julia Garner for Ozark, Laura Linney for Ozark, Elizabeth Moss for The Handmaid's Tale, Sandra Oh for Killing Eve, and Robin Wright for House of Cards.
AJ.
Once again, they could go with Robin Wright doing the whole carrying on after Spacey thing. I almost kind of felt Laura Linney for a second, but I figured the Sandra Oh streak might continue because I don't remember streaks being that common as they have been this year, but I don't really see, like, Sandra Oh is there, and then I look at everybody else, and it's just like I don't really imagine anybody else because she's there, so.
Right. Yeah. Ashley?
I'm sticking with Sandra, of course. I'm confused as to Robin Wright was in there because I felt that whether it was because of Spacey missing or whether just because they lost faith in the writing because of having to rewrite it and everything, for me, it didn't feel like as good a series. It's sort of like partly the way that her character dealt with things seemed very just like, well, you've basically just taken what Francis would have done and just put a woman involved, which is not what you should be saying.
This is Mrs. Maisel's first year in SAG, says Brian. Smurfy Boy says Sandra. Oh, Cool Guy says, oh, well, Wright or Lenny could spoil. Ryan says Sandra wins, Moss could spoil. Cool Guy says I'd be shocked if Moss could win. Brian says one of my family members said the final House of Cards was terrible. And Ryan said they'd give it to Moss as a makeup for giving it to Claire Foy last year.
Yeah, because the Emmy went to Claire Foy.
Cool Guy thinks Robin will get votes, even though he's heard nothing but bad things about House of Cards season 6. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sandra. I'm gonna go with Dr. Christina Yang here. It's the new season just started a couple days ago, so. No, Shonda Rhimes killed me off after 1.5 seasons. That's beside the point. Next.
And then actor.
Actor in a drama series.
Yes.
We have Jason Bateman for Ozark, Sterling K. Brown for This Is Us, Joseph Fiennes for The Handmaid's Tale, John Krasinski for Jack Ryan, and Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul. I jumped around all of these at one point. I started at Joseph Fiennes, actually, because he just kind of stuck out to me. Even though The Handmaid's Tale doesn't seem to have near the momentum it did last year. Sterling K. Brown's always an option. I feel like Odenkirk is always an option, especially since he hasn't actually, I don't recall, won much. But they seem to really love Ozark this year. And I don't believe he's won for it yet, so I'm going with Bateman. Because I think, didn't you go for him last year?
I did.
Well, I'll do it this time.
You're not the only one. Continue. Ashley?
Emily Blunt's husband.
See, I was thinking that too. I was thinking Krasinski potentially.
It's like Bohemian Rhapsody at the Globes. It's so damn random, it just might work.
I'm gonna try to strike the iron once again. I'm gonna go Jason Bateman. Maybe this year maybe this show will actually pay. It might pay off. Because last time I went with Bateman, it didn't.
I'm trying to see what happened. The Emmys went for Matthew Rhys for the Americans.
Yeah, Cool Guy says if Rhys got nominated, he would win. Smurfy Boy says Bateman. Cool Guy says Sterling K. Brown, but watch out for Bateman. SAG loves Ozark. Ryan went with Bateman with Odenkirk as a spoiler.
It would be weird that they literally just flip positions because Sterling won last year ahead of Bateman. It'd be weird if it was Bateman winning ahead of Brown this time.
All right, Ensemble.
Yep.
We have The Americans, Better Call Saul, The Handmaid's Tale, Ozark, and This Is Us. Despite the fact it's the only one here that doesn't have any of its actors nominated, I'm still going to say The Americans.
Ashley?
Yeah, I think there's enough momentum behind The Americans for all its stuff that it's probably going to make its way in.
Normally, I'd be right on top of this with you guys, but I'm going to go in the different direction. I'm going to go with Ozark here.
It crossed my mind. That's definitely not crazy. Of course, This Is Us is always like a safe choice also.
Yeah, as long as it gives Mandy Moore an award, I'm good with that. This Is Us wins. Americans and Ozark could spoil. This Is Us wins, says Ryan. Handmaid's Tale could spoil. All right, let's get out of TV and let's go to movies.
All right, we're almost done already.
Yeah, I know. Short Popcast tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
It's weird how one of the more crucial award shows is always the shortest one. All right, are we ready for supporting actress?
Yep.
We have Amy Adams for Vice, Emily Blunt for A Quiet Place, Margot Robbie for Mary Queen of Scots, Emma Stone for The Favorite, and Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. Yeah, Stone and Vice, like I kind of jumped around with them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's like I started to wonder, because I remember I was way on that Amy Adams thing, But I mean, yeah, I'll stick with Adams anyway. But which I think is pretty self-explanatory. But I still keep eyeing Stone and Vice for some reason. So we'll see what happens.
Ashley, what do you got?
Just because I'm trying to think what actors might think, I'm probably going to be on the crack again and say Emily Blunt.
Oh,
that was the supporting role that connected with me more out of all of them, which says a lot considering how much I really did enjoy The Favourite. But I've just got a fear that, I mean, if they are to go for one, I'm guessing Emma Stone, but whether it might split the vote because they're not sure, like, which is the more supporting of the supporting actresses, could hurt it.
Yeah, because I keep initially counting out Stone because it's like, well, she just won, but then it's like she won the same year Ali did, so they're both like equally. If you make that argument for her, you have to make it for Ali too. So, yeah.
All right. Brian says, now we come to the categories where Blunt's not going to win anything. Oh, my God. Seriously, that Krasinski prediction is insane. Save yourself the embarrassment, Ashley.
Hey, I've got to make this interesting. I've got to give up some points to AJ so we actually get interesting with the Oscars.
Yeah, just call me Mr. Cellophane.
I'd like to make some like weird predictions here and there because sometimes they happen. You know, who thought there was going to be a tie at the bloody Critics' Choice?
Stupid.
Did any of us say? I keep coming back to this. Did any of us say Bohemian Rhapsody at the Globes?
Quick, go back.
Or for that matter, would any of us in a million years have said Bohemian Rhapsody at the Globes?
Nope. We said A Star Is Born, and Ashley said Black Klansman.
Well, again, it's like Green Book and The Favourite are more dramas than musical or comedy.
Well, here's the thing.
And Bohemian Rhapsody and A Star Is Born are more musicals than drama.
It doesn't matter. Categories don't mean anything in the Globes. We learned this a million times. The Martian.
Oh, I clearly know that because bloody adverts are already running for Green Book winning Best Picture at the Golden Globes. And I'm like, no. That isn't the category it was in.
Okay, Cool Guy says Adams wins, Wise Could Spoil. Adams wins, Wise Could Spoil, says Ryan. Cool Guy says Favorite will split votes, and Blunt and Robbie are lucky to be nominated. Ryan would love it if it was Emily Blunt. Smurfy Boy said whoever wins at SAG and BAFTA will most likely would be fighting for second place for Regina King of the Oscars. Yeah, I was about to say that myself anyway. Smurfy Boy says if Adams can't win here, she's out of the race. Cool Guy says you're not on crack, you're on mushrooms, Ashley. Brian says
what drugs am I supposed to be on?
Nate Webb drugs. Wise could take BAFTA because she didn't win for Constant Gardner because she was leading instead of supporting. And Brian says, oh yeah, did anybody say Skyfall and Zero Dark 30 for sound editing? This is true. All that being said, I'm going to tell you something right now that's going to take something away from everything I'm going to say. I don't think SAG likes The Favorite, and I think it's going home empty-handed. Completely. If Amy Adams doesn't win this, I'm going to be seriously shocked. But if you want to give it to, but honestly, at this point, I think if anybody wins out of absolute nowhere, I think it's going to be Margot Robbie. To show why she's in that spot at the Oscars she's going to get next week.
All right,
supporting actor. Job to Regina King. Supporting actor.
Supporting actor, we have Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Timothy Chalamet for Beautiful Boy, Adam Driver for Black Klansman, Sam Elliott for A Star Is Born, and Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me? But remember how I said I'm really not feeling an Ali this week?
Yeah.
And it was all like, you know, Well, yeah, he won the Globe because he didn't win for Moonlight, and they were making it up to him. Well, he did win this, and I didn't pick him. And despite the fact that I'm picking him for BAFTA, I didn't go with Richard E. Grant either.
If you're going to go the same direction I'm going, and then we're both going to split the point.
Did you say Sam Elliott?
Damn right I did.
So did I. And yeah, people are going to try to, bat that down because it's like, oh, he missed it Globe, which doesn't matter because they're not the same voters, and he missed it BAFTA, but them going with Rockwell is just still too weird to me. That is, I can't. That doesn't matter either. And I'm not saying Elliott's going to win the whole thing, but I can really feel him winning this, so I went with him.
Ashley?
I went the boring route and went for Mahershala Ali.
Ali wins. Grant might spoil. Smurfy Boy says this may be Blunt's only chance. Winner Ali. Spoiler Grant, says Ryan. Yeah, a lot of people think Richard E. Grant's a spoiler here.
If it was the British Actors Guild, yes.
Obviously,
I don't know whether the international actors are going to give him as much credit as a Sam Elliott or a Mahershala Ali.
Then Adam Driver wins this thing, and then it slaps me in the face for picking him at the Globes, not picking him at SAG. We're almost done.
Yeah.
All right. Actress?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Emily Blunt for Mary Poppins Returns, Glenn Close for The Wife, Olivia Colman for The Favorite, Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me. I chose this one pretty quickly, but not before I really, really, really considered Lady Gaga. I really, really damn considered her, but I landed on Glenn Close. It just seems to really be going in that direction. I don't see really anything, unless obviously Coleman can take BAFTA. But apart from that, this just seems like it's finally heading in that direction for her.
What do you got, Ashley?
I am going with Lady Gaga's favorite friend, Glenn Close. I should have said Lady Gaga's mother's favorite friend.
Cool Guy says Sam Elliott isn't winning. His BAFTA snub is weird. Star is Born is losing. Elliott's likely to be nominated and clearly he's in 5th place. No, he's not.
You know all that crack that Ashley's smoking? Well, the cool guy is smoking my cock, so he's got that going for him.
Whoa! AJ, I haven't smiled in a day. Thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
Bam!
Close wins. Gaga is
hot damn.
Supposed to be Glenn Close time. Ashley, you're gonna go with Glenn Close as well.
Yeah, I've had Glenn Close in since August.
Yeah, you have.
And I dropped her out for some bizarre reason because I didn't think it would have enough momentum. It clearly is because the story of the film resonates a lot with current topics. So
I'm going to probably just eat the point here because I'm going to go down with the ship. Lady Gaga. The tie doesn't matter. Gaga wins SAG. Coleman wins BAFTA. And then we find out who is really going to win the Oscar.
To be quite honest, I really don't even know if Coleman could win BAFTA. Because remember, The Wife is all but a British film. I know it's European because it's technically funded, I think, by Scandinavia and Germany. But quite a lot of it was filmed in the UK. And don't rule that out for BAFTA. Because I'm honestly on the fence about it still at this time.
I want Gaga to win this. I really do. She's got an original song win under her belt. You might as well give her right now.
She's got the ego.
Yeah, totally. One step away. But still, I'd like her to get this actress win over the more established, more respected actors that have been doing this for decades. to show why she belongs as an actress now. She's not just a writer, not just a performer, but she's also a fantastic actress, and I'd like to see her win. How will that happen? Probably not, but like I said, I might as well, because I'm doing something crazy in a little bit anyway, so we'll see what happens.
All right, actor.
Hold on real quick before we go. Cool Guy says, hot damn. Brian says, LOL. Cool Guy says it's Close versus Coleman at BAFTAs. Close has spirits, but they say Collette. Yeah, interesting one. Toni Collette could be brought back into not the race, but I mean, she could be brought back into this contention.
Yeah. Possibly for slot 5 at the Oscars.
Deciding factor for Best Actress is SAG. If Gaga takes 2 Oscars, it's all because of Sam Smith winning. No, Gaga actually deserves her wins. Best Actor.
We got Christian Bale for Vice, Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, Viggo Mortensen for Green Book, John David Washington for Black Klansman, and Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. Washington's out of alphabetical order for some reason. Oh, I guess they all are. Never mind. Obviously, it's down to a 2-person race now.
Yep.
And Bale's got a lot of momentum and everything, but the industry fucking loves Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yep.
And the ensemble nod that Vice missed and Bohemian Rhapsody got, I'm going to go with Rami Malek.
Ashley?
I was going to change it, but I'm going to stick with Bale.
Cool Guy says
it's honest between him and Malek.
Yeah. Cool Guy says Hereditary should have been nominated for Best Picture. It hasn't been. We don't know if it has been yet. Cool Guy says Bale, but I'm tempted to go with Malek. Gaga doesn't have an Emmy. She will. She does for American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got supporting, didn't she?
Yeah, she got an Emmy for American Horror Story.
She got the Globe. I don't know if she got the Emmy or not. I have no idea. You're
right. Malek wins. Bale spoils. I can't decide between Bale and Malek. MVP is Cooper in Star Is Born. Yeah, I wish he was a lot more in this because he should be. A lot of people think Star Is Born is Gaga's movie, but the real MVP is Cooper. Okay, there you go. I'm going with Rami Malek here.
Wow. I'm actually looking at this. She wasn't even nominated for American Horror Story at the Emmys. The only stuff with the Emmys are nominated for Lady Gaga presents the Monster Ball Tour MSG, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga Cheek to Cheek Live, and then the Super Bowl halftime show from a couple of years back. So no, she actually isn't EGOT. She's Gin and Tonic.
She'll get there.
She's G&T. I think she's won a Tony. I don't know. She's
been nominated for too many I don't see how she could have won a Tony.
Oh, I could find a way.
To be fair, the industry loves Vice as well, but Bohemian Rhapsody Ensemble is weird. Globe, not the Emmy. Yeah, we're talking about that in chat.
It feels like she's already got the EGOT because she's literally had 560 nominations, of which she's won 260. Jesus.
I think Malek wins this. He sews up he sews up BAFTA, and he's going to win this thing. But watch Bale at BAFTA. That's another option too.
And then watch the SJWs go crazy on Twitter. Despite the fact it is a good role and all the work that he actually put into it, it's going to get overshadowed by other stuff.
Oh, you mean like James Franco last year?
Oh my God, I've just realized, what if Esquire decides to actually print that so-called article about Bryan Singer like the week before the Oscars?
Not going to matter. It's still in contention.
Yeah, but whether that will have a negative impact on, everything, considering what happened with last year and Disaster Artist, where it was in contention for quite a few things and then fell off. So
it shouldn't have. It should have won. Let's sew this race up, shall we?
Ensemble?
Yep.
This was a pain in the ass, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. To me, it's down to. Well, I've eliminated two.
To me, it's down to 5.
Yeah, what they are A Star Is Born, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Crazy Rich Asians. You'll note right away there's 2 that don't have any other actors nominated, and they were the first 2 that I went to.
Right.
Because that could totally happen. Actually, the first thing I jumped to was Crazy Rich Asians, and then Black Panther. Then I slowly made my way to the other 3. I feel like Black Klansman really can do this.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm not sure where the line starts and ends, whether it's what I think could actually happen or just I want it that badly. Bohemian Rhapsody has been really weird and surprising through the whole season. But it needs a win to its name, and it could be any of these 5. I don't really have a particular reason for going for any of these.
Okay.
But I mean, if it's going to put itself in this race, it's going to have to be A Star Is Born.
Yep.
So that's what I said.
Ashley?
To warrant its place, at least being just among the nominees for Best Picture at the Oscars, Black Panther.
This is tough. Because I'm down to 3. Because you immediately knock out, for me at least, you immediately knock out Crazy Rich Asians and Black Panther. They're out completely. For me, Black Klansman's got the best shot here.
Harry Belafonte.
Yes.
And I want to see Bohemian Rhapsody win just to shut some people up. But A Star Is Born has fallen down so bad. They has to win something. Before I get to that.
Okay, when you look at the stuff they snubbed, like the fact that Green Book isn't here, The Favorite isn't here, and Vice isn't here, they really liked A Star Is Born to even put it here.
Same with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Same with all those, but
yeah.
So I'm not saying that A Star Is Born hasn't been winning anything yet. Doesn't really say shit because it's been here consistently, except for Elliot missing a couple of times.
Yeah. Before we go into my last pick, because I'm still trying to figure it out. Cass says, "Don't worry, one day we'll see Gaga win a Tony." Ryan says Malik is the Eddie Redmayne this year. He'll win SAG and BAFTA. Only difference is Redmayne sucked. That guy from Gold Derby. The thing is, Cool Guy says Redmayne was great. Panther went Ensemble. SAG is very populist. Ryan says Bohemian Rhapsody to win. Spoiler for Star Is Born. I'm taking a risk.
Plus, A Star Is Born is a way to let Gaga win without letting her win.
Yeah, it is. Till It Happens to You did win the Emmy. They gave it to Diane Warren, but they didn't nominate Gaga. I'm completely insane to dismiss Black Panther. Maybe. I don't think of A Star Is Born or Bohemian Rhapsody's ensemble movies. Slumdog Millionaire is all I have to say to you.
Slumdog Millionaire.
A buttload of extras, the main cast, and that's it. Less than 15 people. That's not an ensemble either.
I'm trying to let me look at the history for Ensemble.
I don't know
whether there are weird
what
ones.
To do here. AJ said I'm not going with that. I'm gonna go with Eddie Redmayne because of my pride. Brian is the historian of the Popcast Network award show coverage. I want to say A Star Is Born. I really do. It makes sense. I'm going to go with Bohemian Rhapsody. I might be way off on this one.
That'll put Bohemian Rhapsody in such an interesting place.
Black Klansman would be a good win right here too.
That's what I would go with.
Beast of No Nation got Ensemble a nomination with only 3 people. Yeah, exactly.
I completely forgot that Birdman was up against Grand Budapest Hotel, because they are literally what you think of Ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Boyhood, which is literally 4 people.
We'll see what happens. Black Klansman or Star is Born makes more sense, but for some reason, my
if SAG Ensemble and WGA could start throwing wins at Black Klansman, I would really be happy.
They gave it to Hidden Figures.
Yeah, that was brought up back too.
And I completely forgot about this 3 years ago. Spotlight won it, but Beast of No Nation was nominated. Despite the fact, if you look at the actual list of who they have credited as the ensemble, it's literally 3 names.
Yeah, Smurfy Boy brought that up in chat a little bit ago.
Even though it's TV, the go-to for me will always be Key and Peele.
Yeah.
That'd be like best ensemble in a movie going to be the 1973 Sleuth, which literally only has Laurence Olivier and Michael Caine in it.
Hey, I would have voted for that for ensemble.
Oh, and the actor that plays the inspector,
who is also Michael Caine.
Damn it! You spoiled it. I don't care if it's 40-something years old. Watch that. It's so much better than the Harold Pinter version from like a decade ago.
Oh, that Branagh directed?
Yeah. I get what they were trying to do, but no.
I think that's our show then. Elba won without an Oscar nomination. If he was nominated, we all know he would win. La La Land and Shape of Water didn't get ensemble nominations. Cool Guy hasn't seen Sleuth yet. Key and Peele nomination is insane. I think that's our show. Tuesday's the magic day, ladies and gentlemen. We waited all year for this. As soon as it ends, and no spoilers in chat, by the way. We're not looking at chat at all.
People will, but we won't read.
You're the only person that can see the chat, aren't you?
I mean, Ashley can look at chat. Anybody can look at chat. If Elba got the Oscar nomination, he might have won. Brian said, remember that AJ went all the way with Michael Caine in Youth. Yeah, that's true.
I went pretty far with Michael Caine, too. Or Jesus fucking Christ. Harvey Keitel in the same movie. And Paolo Sorrentino. I really believed in Youth for some reason.
I believe in American Hustle, too. We saw how well that did for me.
Wow, so the DGAs, the Annies, the Eddies, and the ADG, which is, if I look at my list, the production designer, all the same day.
So as soon as it ends, we're going to go live with no chat room. And we're going to, and then after we're done, we're going to start a new podcast, and it's actually going to be discussing everything. And that'll be the long discussion we have about everything. But we'll do our snap judgments.
It'll basically be as live reactions.
Yes.
Followed by an actual live.
Right.
I shouldn't say as live because we will be streaming it live, but we won't be watching it live just of, trying to get the feed as constant for all of us so none of us jump too far ahead.
Right. So that's your show. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight in our live chat room. You guys are great. Thanks to everyone in chat. You guys are cool. Thanks to everyone that is tuned in to watch us or listen to us today. Hopefully you'll be joining us when we actually have our podcast for the Screen Actors Guild Awards in a week from Sunday. A week from tomorrow. It's crazy.
Okay. Should we quickly have a quick note of the way they're actually announcing these, because it is a bit weird.
I wasn't aware anything was different.
Well, they're doing supporting actor and actress in the preamble. They're not doing that in the main group.
What?
Is that abnormal?
Well, haven't previously they done the supportings with the leads in previous years? Yeah, so I'm just looking, not in the actual order that they're going to be presented, but the supporting actor, supporting actress, costume, film editing, score, animated short, live action short, editing and mixing. So documentary shorts actually getting in the main presentation.
So I don't know whose actual volume we're using for this video, but it's probably be either Ashley or actually won't be Ashley because Ashley's headphones. Either myself or AJ.
And apparently the nominees are going to be announced by Tracy Ellis Ross. I'm not sure who that is. I vaguely recognize the face. And Camille Nanjiani.
Supporting is always the first award on the Oscar telecast. Yeah.
Yeah, 5:20 for the first block, and then 5:30 and 30 seconds for the second block with a 5:38 approximate finish. So, wow, I've got all the satellite details. We could hack into this. Hack the planet!
What time do you want to start on Tuesday?
Then we determine like 9 or a quarter after or something.
Yeah. Not 9. Hopefully by 9 they'll actually have like a... Because they're saying that the feed will die at 5:38.
Mm-hmm.
So then we might have to skip through it to wherever it starts and whatever. But we could do that and then see what's going there. So,
all right. Tracy Ellis Ross is the daughter of Diana Ross. That she stars in Blackish. Don't I remember her playing in Rent as well? I'm pretty sure. That's going to be your show. So tomorrow, AJ, do we have a versus or a movie review to look forward to?
Nothing that's made already. I don't know.
I thought we had.
I might have to whip together my 10 then.
I'm good with that. Whatever you guys want to do.
With the special rules, as in it has to have come out over here in 2018. The technically favorite can't be in because it opened New Year's Day, even though it had previews in some places in 2018, and therefore no Paddington 2 either. So victims of the cut.
So that's your show. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Ashley, where can you find you on social media?
I am on Twitter at AshesMyNameUK.
AJ cannot be found on social media, but if you'd like to leave him a comment, you're more than welcome to do so in any of the videos, whether it's in AJ's movie reviews, the verses, any of the Speaking Bluntly segments. You're more than welcome to leave a comment there. If you want to follow me, it's at Sir Owen Disney. And in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
Eddie Redmayne, you bastard.